It has always been my argument that red flag laws are by far the biggest threat to the Second Amendment. To be able to take somebody's guns away from them without due process is a big deal, because all it takes is certain individuals to deem you dangerous, and then you can't have your guns anymore, and you got to prove that you're not dangerous to get your guns back. It completely violates many aspects of the Constitution. But one piece of it that is very disturbing is that if for some reason they deemed a people group dangerous, whether it be a race or religion, whatever the case may be. In Germany, they had some of they had very open gun laws. And what we found was there was a moment in time where they passed red flag laws. And then they later deemed the Jews dangerous. And then they confiscated their firearms. And we all saw how that played out. Here in the U.S., there's been a few times where they deemed certain Indian tribes dangerous and they confiscated their firearms. And we saw how all that played out. So if for some reason here in America they were gonna, like, all of a sudden, like, Christians are dangerous or whatever the case may be, all they'd have to do is take your guns and they under red flag laws. Now, red flag laws are going to be a state-to-state thing. It's not a federal thing yet. But I want to take a moment and just look at one place where clearly this has been abused. Clearly a lot of abuse of red flag laws have taken place because there's an alarming number that just came from one city. And that's Baltimore, Maryland. In Baltimore, so far this year, there's been 1,634 guns seized based off of these red flag laws, but they refer to them as extreme risk protective orders, or ERPOs is what they call them. And well, who can get one of these? Well, let's see. Family members, law enforcement, healthcare officials. And the healthcare officials part is a gigantic list. It's a long list, going all the way from your doctor to nurses to your psychologist to your marriage counselor. And then it ends with, or any healthcare official who has worked with you. So any of these people can just reach out to the local sheriff and say, hey, I think that person's an extreme risk. And they're going to come seize your guns. 1,634 guns have been seized from Baltimore, Maryland alone. And by the way, this is a statewide thing. You know, all of Maryland has this red flag, or these ERPOs, so to say. But if you look at it on a national scale, things begin to go off the charts. And these red flag laws are fairly new. I do believe that there's going to be an extreme threat of red flag laws being passed in 2025, no matter who wins the presidential election. Both have said they love red flag laws. So here we are as Americans trying to just simply hold on to one of our constitutional rights. And again, it's not just the Second Amendment, it's the due process piece. It's the right to be innocent until proven guilty. These things are all just thrown out the window because of red flag laws. So I just want to continue to shine a light on what's going on with these red flag laws. They're extremely dangerous, and they've proven to be, I mean, think about it, one city, 1,634 guns seized. This feels a little over the top to me. And the year's not even over. You know, I'm sure it's going to, that number is going to continue to go up. It's probably gone up a lot since the moment you watch this video. These are just things that are really happening in America. They're really taking your guns without due process. You know, this whole idea is nobody wants to take your guns. You know, again, I don't know how you stand politically. I don't like to share how I stand politically, but what I do know is both of them, both parties have communicated that they like red flag laws. So I don't think you're safe either way. And this is a dangerous spot to be in my opinion. Whatever you're going to call them, red flag laws, ERPOs, whatever you want to call them, they're dangerous and they're extremely anti-constitutional. Extremely anti-constitutional. I mean, the idea that somebody, I mean, think about it. You got a mad ex-girlfriend, ex-spouse or something. You got a family member upset at you. Maybe they don't like your politics. Maybe they don't like your religion. Maybe they just don't like you. And they go to the local sheriff, which happens all the time, and they just say, hey, this guy's dangerous, scaring me. And they don't take the time to do anything other than come to your house and take your guns. That's what they're going to do. You put it on a big scale like people groups, and don't think that doesn't happen. It's happened in America multiple times. We've seen it happen around the world. You know, even in China, you know, they had all of a sudden, they banned guns and they had all these red flag laws. They started taking everybody's guns, which left them totally defenseless. So when Japan came in, you know, it wasn't their own government mutilated them, but Japan sure mutilated them. And they didn't have any way to protect themselves because they were deemed too dangerous to have their own guns. So this is a dangerous game we're playing, and it's in an effort to save a few lives, but it's going to cost more than that in the long run. And we've only seen that happen every single time that red flags have taken effect on a people group. Like, not some of the times, all of the times. So there you go. I know I'm just probably preaching to the choir, but I just wanted a little shine of light on it. Baltimore alone, too many guns. 1,634 guns since January. Come on now. Come on now. This is too many. So there you go. Any thoughts or insight on any of this, definitely put it below. Do want to take a moment and say most people watch this channel, not subscribers. Click that subscribe button. Greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these messages out. That link is below. But the most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. So please don't ever, ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.